for today, going back to sort of more of a bodybuilding type day, right? So we've got some legs and then arms to finish today, all right? Before obviously starting, we've got a warm up, all right? So we've got the clock face tap, so good for balance and a number of things. You're gonna stand on one leg, you're gonna try and touch or just tap your toe at 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, yeah, and then 9 o'clock. Right, idea of each one is to try and get as far away from the body as you can. Right, 5 each leg for the warm up, and then the lunges. These can be like a step forward and a step back. Right, again, try and control the movement as much as possible. Make sure as you come from here that your heel stays down as you go backwards. All right, 20 of them, so 10 each leg, and then the dorsal raise is just laying on the front, lifting just your chest. High as you can each time. Alright? So yeah, cracking on with the actual work. So this first bit is not for time at all, so go nice and controlled through this. Looking for as best quality movement as possible. Try and make each one as challenging as you can. Alright? In terms of hamstring bridges, so this is slightly different to a normal bridge. So a normal bridge, you would have feet. You see me there? Feet would be flat and relatively close to your bum, yeah, and you'd drive up into that position. All right. With a hamstring bridge, you're going to go onto your your heels, and open out the joint of your knee. All right. So the further away from your bum, the harder these become. So do be careful. A lot of people struggle with their hamstrings. You get cramps and all sorts of things. All right. But these are really good to do to strengthen them. All right. So from there, drive up and then back down, right? Do be careful, like I say, you may need to not go so far, so bring your heels back in. It's a lot easier then, you're using a bit more glutes, but ideally, try and open the angle as much as possible, right? And that'll do the job, all right? So yeah, 10 to 20 of them, depending on how you get on. After that, suitcase deadlift. So, very similar to a normal deadlift, difference being is it's gonna be like it says, suitcase deadlift, so the weight will only be on one side, right? So as much as we want it to be challenging, we still don't want it to be so heavy that you start twisting, all right? So if you need to video yourself, maybe ask someone to watch you, but you don't really want any twist whatsoever, okay? So try and stay nice and square as you would normal deadlift, right? Back straight. From there, the weight is evenly, so it's here is where I want it. We don't want it to be forward, all right? So it's bang in line with the middle of my foot. Right, chest up, from there, you just stand up, okay? Just as important on the way down as it is on the way up, that we keep everything square, okay? If it's a dumbbell, don't worry about going to the floor each time, because that's really low, especially some of you taller guys, it's gonna be a struggle. So, what I would say with that is start from the top, and only go down until the front of the dumbbell points to the floor, and then stand back up. All right. Goal here is, like I say, is quality. It's not necessarily going to be like doing a 1 rep max deadlift where you're blowing up in the face and all that. It should just be a bit of a challenge, okay? Shrimp squats. Scaling for this. So the shrimp squat is where you hold your foot. Well, you don't have to hold your foot if you want, but I probably would after doing the hamstring stuff. Knee touches something and you stand up. Front foot does all the work, all right? Couple of scaling options for this. One would be to find something to hold on to, right? Even at like a table or kitchen worktop, make sure obviously it's secure. And from there, you come down, heel stays flat, yeah? And then you stand all the way up. You then do opposite legs, blah, blah, blah. All right? Another way of scaling it would be to not go so low, right? So you could be there, right? Again, still try and control the movement rather than just slamming your knee into the floor. Just because there's a cushion there doesn't mean you shouldn't be working. All right, keep your chest up, drive through your heel as you stand. All right, and obviously you could use as many cushions as you want. Make sure there's some movement though. I'd rather you start holding on to something rather than going too high with the cushion. All right, that repeats itself 5 times through. Like I say, it's just for quality. No need to record like the time or anything like that. After that, second one. So this is the arms, right? So everyone's favourite back in the bodybuilding days. So 21, so this is where you do 7 reps of the bottom half, right? 7 reps of the top half, and then 7 full reps to give you the 21. All right, so if it's with a single dumbbell, you could hold like this. So 7 the bottom half, 7 at the top half, so you stop halfway, come back up, and then 7 all the way up and down. All right. If it's kettlebell, you could do it holding it like this. Right, that's quite hard. Yeah. You could do it like that. Or if you've got a barbell, you can always use a barbell. All right. Once you've done the 21 reps, whatever's left of a minute and a half, you're going to do as many repetitions as you can of banded tricep extensions, right? So a couple of ideas for this one. One would be, if you've got some sort of something solid that you can hook the band around, obviously I'm just going around this, then that would work for me. Right, we need to make sure there's some tension at this position here, because that's going to be at the top, so we want tension the whole way down. As you extend, we don't just want here, we want to come out at the bottom. All right, so from there, gosh, yeah. All right, again, make sure you warm that up. That can really fire the triceps up, so be careful, be warmed. If you haven't got something high up, you could maybe find something lower down. Again, make sure it's secure or really heavy so it's not going to move. Right, and essentially it's the same thing, but flipped 90 degrees. Right, so from there, extend down, exactly the same movement. Like that. All right, and that will be your score, will be how many of those you get in the time remaining. You've only got 30-second rest, so I do imagine this to sort of start getting lower each round, so don't panic. Cool, but yeah, sorry, with the 21s, it's going to need to be a relatively light weight, because you've got to do 5 lots of it. So yeah, if you can, try and find something a little bit lighter. Cool, enjoy.